So, Moonhunters. I don't know when I got this game, but it is in my Steam library somehow. And I started playing it about a week ago, and I've done a couple runs now and racked up a couple hours in the game, so with a couple different characters, so I figured I'd make a backlog breakdown on this one. Starting off with the gameplay, it's really quite simple, and one of the faults I have with this game is that I never felt truly challenged throughout the entire course of the game through my runs. Now, I haven't gotten to the true endings or maybe some super hard bosses, but from the regular gameplay loop that I've been playing right now, I found it very easy to collect enough opals or enough money to level up your character, and then the gameplay between the three different abilities was simple enough for me to master or at least get decently good at within the first couple levels. And then that made the rest of the game a bit too much of a cakewalk. But the exploratory notion of this roguelite is really quite fun. And the roguelike elements pair nicely with the thematic elements of the story, as this game takes place as a story that's being told generation by generation, being passed down. So parts of that story get changed, and the hero could die and another hero takes its place, and the heroes could look different and behave differently, just like the story getting changed over and over every time someone comes up with a new idea. And the different characters and outcomes and powers and costumes on the startup screen really entice you to keep going back in for another run, even if it's going to be a short one if you died right away, as this will unlock new different areas of the starting screen and new costumes for the different characters. And I think you start off with 4 characters, but there's up to 8 that you could play, so you could unlock 4 more, and you're always striving to get a new outcome. And definitely for me, who sometimes has a problem with RPGs, as I end up just playing myself, this really helped me be like, okay, I'm gonna play a really narcissistic, powerful sword wielder this time, and then maybe I'll play a wise, caring, patient wizard this run. And it gave me a lot of goals that I could not so much set myself, but at least try to get there myself. And then the different starting areas and the different paths you can take and the different abilities that you can buy to level up your character all help with that replayability, and as well as that role-playing aspect into the character that you're creating, because you can customize how they act and how they look with these more visual novel RPG elements that come up with every character that you meet. And a run, you're normally capped at around, I think it's 6 days. So a run at its longest, even if you're exploring every area of every place like I tend to do, will probably last you maximum an hour and a half, and then they can be as short as 10 minutes. There's a time that I found the final boss, I think, in my second area, and it was a very quick game. In terms of graphics, you're seeing it now. The game looks good. It has a minimalist pixelated art style. The animations are really good and responsive, and it looks good and it feels good to play. What more can you ask for? And definitely the sound is a huge highlight. The soundtrack is amazing. It's definitely something I'm gonna download and listen to on my off time. And it's very crucial for a game like this when you're backtracking through a lot of these procedurally generated levels, this exploration ability, and you have something to keep you company when you're backtracking through levels that areas of levels that you've already cleared out all the enemies just to get to another path. And progressing through the next day, and really engrosses you in this rich world that Foxkit, the developer, publisher, I forget which way that goes, has created. It has a deep lore, and I've barely scratched the surface on it. It has multiple endings, multiple characters, and I'm excited to be able to dig my heels in, or dig my I don't know how that expression goes. I'm not stubbornly doing this, but to go explore and try to 100% this game, that's what it's definitely allowing itself to be 100%ed and tempting me to do that. So in terms of my scale, I would definitely put this as a backlog add-on. I really wanted to put it on top of the pile, but I don't know if the gameplay loop being too easy is something that I worry about, which is kind of stopping me from playing this over and over again right after one another. But definitely when you have a couple hours, or not even that, if you have like 45 minutes to burn, it's nice to kick up a new character and decide their personality traits and go for a run. So I'm going to leave this at backlog add-on for now. I think it's $20 regular price as of right now, but for sure if it drops under 10, it's definitely a fantastic deal. And if it's 15 or 20, and if you feel compelled by the gameplay that's on screen now, I would definitely search out for it and buy it. Happy hunting, Moon Hunters.